Well, hello, folks. It is another Mellow Monday, and we're going to be playing some more Infinifactory and some more Azure Dreams, and maybe not getting hung up on the extra difficult bonus puzzle again this week. It was fun, though. I had fun. I suspect you might not have had as much fun as I did going over that, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. But either way, let's just get back in here. Okay, I'm hearing sound. You guys hearing sound? I'm not hearing as much sound as I was a second. Okay, no, it's back. All right. So, interesting thing, when you reload the game, your food pellets are all standing upright. Which makes me wonder, I did spend some extra time trying to get the game to show me the back of the box here for armpits of iron. What if we crouch? No, I still can't see it. But what if we throw it at the food pellets? There we go. 7-10 split. And so, last time we had just finished Skydock 19. This is the test zone. This is where I guess you can kind of create your own sort of sandbox monstrosities. Test zone inputs allow the ratio of input blocks to be adjusted to match a wide variety of experiments. So I guess if that's you just want to try stuff, I guess. Anyway, we're now going to Resource Site 526.81. Puzzle Optical Sensor Array Type 2. And so it wants us to build this thing. And if we look over here, he's sort of showing that there's this block that we now have access to called rotators. We got one for clockwise, one for counterclockwise. And so if you want to rotate a block on the assembly line, that's pretty much what that does.
Hello. If you're listening to this message, I want to congratulate you. You made it this far, and that's really saying something. The name's Floyd. I was one of the first human abductees, so that makes me a bit of a geezer. I was picked up back in the summer of 1976 from a little town no one cares about in Illinois. I wasn't even 18 yet. Those were, interesting times. In almost 40 years, I've learned a thing or two about our gracious hosts. I kid, of course, but they're really not that bad. They're just, insensitive, you know? They think humans are useful. We're good at making stuff, and they don't want to do it themselves. Easier just to have us do it. I've picked up a bit of their language here and there. I can't exactly speak it, since our vocal cords don't really work in the same way. I've made some approximations of their language. Earth is something like garg. Yeah, it kind of sounds like you got a frog in your throat, but, you know. It's not much use, but it's given me something to do in the past couple of decades.
So I also found the subtitles option. A little embarrassed that it took me as long as it did. But anyway, so this thing apparently stamps that onto these guys here. So then what we want to do is stamp them and then rotate one of them twice. so that it points in the opposite direction, and then put them back together and weld them. And so we're going to need to start, as usual, with a conveyor belt. And I need to see the keys in order to do this. Alright. And just one more for good measure. And then we're going to do our usual thing here. We're going to take a sensor, put it right here. And we're going to have conduit, 2 pushers. Oops. What did I put? Okay. And so this one. Why am I going this way? Okay. Hey, hey. So that's just going to go there. And then we'll put a couple of these just to have a little buffer. Because this one is going to go this way. And we're going to have a rotator and another rotator. Okay. Now that we got that, we're going to one more platform, like so, and 2 welders like that. Now, the more I look at this, the more I think the buffers are not going to be very helpful, so I'm going to just swap those out for a couple more conveyors. Let's back up a little bit, and I guess we just have to test it. There we go. So, mistake number 1. As I've been prone to do lately, the conduit here does not cover both. Stop. We'll just do this on top instead, like so. And then just try it again. Maybe the buffer wasn't such a bad idea after all. That seems to have kind of worked, but we're just gonna change those back, because apparently they need to be pushed off of the rotators. Forgot that. Anyway. as we see at the end of this. And again, a little bit below average when it comes to footprint. A little bit below average when it comes to everything. I always prioritize stability. Anyway. Exit to sell. Rotators are used to rotate groups of blocks. Groups of blocks. They have pressure-sensitive surfaces which trigger rotation when blocks are placed on top. They reset when all blocks are removed, allowing them to trigger again. Both clockwise and counterclockwise variants of the rotator are available. And it says, performance review solved 2 more puzzles, which means that 2 of these puzzles may be a little extra difficult. We'll see what we'll see what they are. Okay, so this one, the red thing and the blue thing on either side of that thing. Oh.
Floyd here with a few pieces of advice. Firstly, stop thinking you're some sort of victim. As my dad would say, you can be a victim or a survivor. He was a war vet and hard as nails. We're not the only ones they've abducted. I've seen at least 2 other alien species. This whole situation, well, it's nothing like the TV shows. It's all much more mundane. Second thing, don't try to fight them. I've seen others freak out and get themselves killed. I've seen people try to sabotage things. I tried that too for a while. When they hit me with that cattle prod, I learned my lesson. It's not worth it. Think about it. Here you are, out in the middle of space. You need them far more than they need you right now. If you're like me and have a sense of self-preservation, you'll do what they tell you, even if you don't understand what they're saying. So, make yourself useful. It'll make your life much easier.
That's not exactly great advice, but under the circumstances, I'm just gonna have to. But anyways, you can see the thing it wants is 4 of them attached, but it wants them alternating. So that means we need to rotate 2 of these. Now we split them up in 2s. Rotate 1 of them, weld them together, and then at some point we're then going to need to do the second step where we make another one, rotate it, weld them together, and then weld those together. Anyway, so let's start over here on the end. Just bring this out a bit. Not that much, not that much. In fact, if we just turn this on right away. Yeah, okay. So let's just put platforms under here, and another one under here. And we're going to do this again. This is going to be a big part of what we do. This is going to allow us to sort these a little bit. And then we take a conveyor, and we're going to move it over here. And we're going to use a... And then we're going to put a conveyor belt like this. Now, if I did this correctly... So yeah, so you see it. Well, okay, now it's having problems, but the basic idea is that we can now extend this out a little bit more, and then put another rotator. Again, we're just gonna test this again just to see. And that's good. Now we're also going to put a conveyor belt here. Should I move this farther away? I feel like I should move this farther away. There. All right, let's test it again. No. We want that one to stop there. Like that. Now, if I did this right, test it again. I'm a little worried about creating too much of a bottleneck. I'm gonna run that one again, just real quick. So that lands there. Okay, will that weld? No, it's too high. Also, they're facing the wrong way. Okay, so we put this here like that. No. Try this again. What? Yeah, so the big problem let's try it again. Now, once we have those, we need to kind of do it again. So, platform, platform. No, platform, 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 platform. And then a sensor. Pusher. And then on this side, another platform, another pusher. What? No, rotate. And this is a bad design, so we're going to need to extend this one out, like so. Yeah. And the pusher goes there. Damn that pusher, man. Put one like this. For this one, we're going to want to go a couple spaces up so that it doesn't get in the way of the thing we're building. We could possibly do that downwards as well. Okay, well, we've sort of added a lot of parts here, so let's give this a little test. I suppose we don't need to worry too much about the first part, because that's doing its job pretty much as prescribed. Excellent, 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 excellent. So this is working... down. This is working pretty much the way we had hoped. And so we want these things to stop here. Again, we're really just going to focus on this part so that we can see what this is doing. And then so that comes down like that. Okay, right out the gate. We want to take this, move it over by 2 spaces. So while we're at it, we might as well move these. And then this. What button am I pushing here? Okay. So that is going to land right there. Okay. And that's good. That's what we want. This is so floaty. And then, okay, so if we just... Again, we're going to speed this up just because we want to see if this part's going to work. Now, is that lined up? I don't know if it is. I can't tell. Well, here, push another one over and we can see. There, is that lined up properly? It is. Okay, cool. What? Stop, 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 stop. All right, I think that's gonna work. So if we zoom all the way out, I guess we can't zoom all the way out. We can admire the full extent of our handiwork here. Wait, it's stopped. They're getting stuck right there. What's happening? What? Why did I fall that much? Okay. Do you want to enable dictate? No. Stop. That? Will that solve it? Okay, so we're gonna try to get a good bird's eye view of the whole thing. And we're gonna set it off. And so they go down over here. Where they split. One of them gets rotated. Then they're welded together. And then they split again. One of them gets rotated. And then they're welded together. And down they go. Look at it from this angle right here. You can kind of see everything. There's just something kind of fun about just, I don't know, just watching them move around on the little conveyor belts and spin and turn and then get pushed this way and that, and those numbers are a bit far away to read, so I don't know how many more it wants me to do. There it is. So you can see again my block and footprints on that one, a little higher than average. But that's just kind of how I do things. I don't know. I just like to. I like stable machines. And so sometimes they're a little bigger and clumsier than they would be otherwise. Well, I guess not clumsy, but sort of bigger and more sprawling than they need to be. But I'm aiming for stability. Okay, solve one more puzzle. Optical sensor array type 4. Oop. Is that you, Floyd?
Well, Floyd again. That's 19 bodies so far. Quite a few more than usual. The overlords must have abducted a lot of people this time around. I've seen more dead humans in the past 2 weeks than in the last 10 years. I listened to their recorders, but they didn't say much. Most died of starvation or dehydration. This one got a snag in her suit, lost her air. Bad way to go. When this all started, we were put in groups of 2 or 3. That didn't work out too well, though. There was lots of talk about revolt or escape, like we were soldiers or something. There were 2 of them, Mary and Bill, who were just so antsy. They disappeared on one job. Wonder if they're still out there somewhere.
2, 3, 4, 5.
I just didn't see the point. Disobey and they just throw you into space. Whoosh! Right out of the ship. Anyway, it wasn't long till we were all separated. Never saw those rebels again, or much anyone else.
I want to just try something here. So if we extend this conduit like so, does that now activate all three of those? Yes, it does. Okay. Stop. 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 God. And so over on this side... Actually, no, we're just going to have all the pushers go the same way. But these two are going to go on like a little separate track. Meanwhile, this one... Yeah, because we want those three to be attached. We want to rotate them. So let's just quickly test this. I'm keeping my finger on the key. Does this work? Nope, 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 nope. I seem to have caused a problem. No, the extra, that's just breaking even more stuff. Well, I guess we can put some more conveyors this way, and let's just kind of remove some of that clutter. Nope. Okay. Mouse and keyboard. Just makes no sense. Okay, so if I do it like that, this should work. And it rotates and puts it there. Okay. And then we take our conveyors, we set this one to put it there like that. Yeah, okay. So now we need to get above that. And weld those together. push that off of these platforms like so. No, we need space, so we're gonna have to use conveyors. But we're gonna do the same thing, where there's gonna be a gap in the conveyors and what? This one, we're gonna have to test it. Okay, yep, that's good. That's what we want. And then we want a couple more conveyors on this side. And then, how much of a buffer are we going to need here? This is going to have to go all the way around like so. Test it again. Yep, okay. So we're gonna build another stopper here. I was using the word backstop, I think either last week or the week before, and it sort of felt silly because that isn't quite the correct use of that term. And 2 more welders. And then this is just going to fall off of here, like so. And we're going to put some more conveyors. Bring it over here. Turn. And we're going to... Oh, nope. Yeah, just the one rotator should work. Nope, stop. God. Buttons. I just really want to test this last part here. Well, I want to see that again, real quick. Okay, so 1 block out. So we want to go 1 block out, and then a conveyor belt, like so. I guess we can get rid of those. We can put a couple blocks underneath if we want to make it look like this thing observes the laws of physics. But that should be it. So again, we're just gonna give ourselves a nice aerial view of this thing, and we'll kind of try to watch it in action. And then it drops down there. And then it comes around to here. Snap. Spin. That's not good. That's not good. That's not what we want. Okay, how do we stop that from happening? Well, let's look at it again. So it gets to here, switches that way. If we could get it so that it only rotated when the centerpiece was on it. But I don't think they're gonna let us do that. So if we watch it here, and then it spins that way. So if I take a conveyor belt, move it like so. No, stop. I don't think that's gonna work, but that seems like the most basic way to solve this. So it comes around. Okay, there was a product error. Now what that means is the thing that I shipped didn't look right. And I think what it said, yeah. Oh, is it supposed to do that? This block has too many attachments. Okay, no, so it's not supposed to do that. Okay, God. What? Wait, stop. Hey. Why? No, stop. Okay, thank God. What? I feel like this may just run into the same problem. Maybe the trick here is that we gotta do it like that. That might work. I feel like the rotators are a little more finicky than I remember them being. There's the sides. And the other sides. And then it didn't go all the way in. There. Elegant design, as you can clearly see. So, if we head back over here, maybe zoom down a little. And then they get here. Clink. Clink. And did that? Okay. I think it counts. I think it counted that. All right. So again, let's try to get a nice aerial shot of the whole thing working. Which is a little tricky to do because there's so many of those welders, but we can go like here maybe? One of the funny things I will say, though, is when I first played this, I played it on the PlayStation 4, and at the time I remember thinking, well, this probably controls a lot better with mouse and keyboards. And now I'm using mouse and keyboards, and boy, I'm just not liking it. So yeah, again, cycle's about average, footprint, whew, way up there. That's my typical style. So we've got 2 more puzzles, but we can get our performance review, which is good because it's about that time. And we got a Floyd hat. In memory of our good buddy. And our food pellets runneth over. Yeah, so I don't know if that's supposed to be like a hat from... I assume it's the dude, because his name was Floyd. But that's going to be Infinifactory for this week. We're going to switch over to Azure Dreams in just a moment here, once we get all this stuff figured out. Also going to need a controller for this game. The correct way to play video games is with an arcade stick. Everybody knows that. But controllers do make more buttons accessible. Let's see how this looks. Does this look right? It doesn't look quite right to me. What happened? Should I stretch this out? Should I shrink this in? What is going on here? Why does this look the way it does? It shouldn't look this way. This is very strange. Well, I suppose I was going to have to start figuring out how to do this at some point. So... The specifics are going to take a little more time. This doesn't look right in my window either, but I don't know what to do about that. Is it just a height thing? Should I be... No, it's... No? Does that still look right over here? Yeah, I sort of went with default screen dimensions originally because I was kind of frustrated with just how... just different resolutions for different systems. So, I played this offline a tiny bit. And you'll notice my little dream guy is gone. I fused it with this guy, and that apparently gave him some kind of additional skill? I don't know. But anyway, here's my two buddies. So let's see. Yeah, Vital Wind Earth. No, there is nothing more. Nothing at all. So kind of the other thing that I wanted to check, where it says return, I just wanted to make sure that I'm not getting rid of them, that when they return, they go back to town, which is the main thing I wanted to know. And then I also wanted to try fusing. I guess if I'm gonna bring a sword and shield with me, I don't need to sort of call Jimmy into the action immediately. I can just sort of wander around this first floor a bit. I don't think there's gonna be anything of interest up here. No. Unless we can get the attention of that monster. It's a stream wand. I'm hoping they get me one of those when I become an affiliate. Let's see what we got here. Medicinal herb, that's good. Treasure loop, that's, yeah, it's going to be useful in a bit. I think we saw this part. Yeah, no, that's just another balcony. Weird balconies. That's you again. Don't worry. I am adequately prepared to fight you. Again. Maybe. And if he could have kept going, he would have won. The upshot is we now have 2 medicinal herbs. Which kind of feels like just a comedy of wealth, in a sense. Absolutely spoiled right now. There's a whole bunch of treasures over that way. Let's see what we got. Steel shield. How's that compare? Defense 6. Hopefully it's not cursed. We got some money. Water ball. A ball that contains water which protects the user. Scorch shield. Yeah, tell me about that. Where is it? Oh, it's the fire shield. Defense 5. Alright. It'll be good to have on hand. Or, well, to put in storage. Monster loop. Well, that's pretty much all the treasure on this floor, so the only things really left to do is completely whiff. And I suppose we could use the monster loop to try and sort of increase the number of dudes that we're going to end up fighting here. Or, you know, just to see where they are, I guess. That's what I meant. Because if we know we got all the treasures on this floor, there's not really a whole lot of reason to keep sticking around. Which, as you know, is the most grammatically rightest way to say that. Exit loop. Well, let's just use that right away. Exit's over there. Okay. I got another wind crystal. I'm feeling like I ought to be bringing a pita fruit in here with me instead of a wind crystal. But it's just that on the occasions where the game just decides not to give you a wind crystal, it's kind of frustrating. That's a Mahel seed. Increases speed for a little while. Here, buddy, you can take that. Oh, I'm confused. Am I still confused? Can't tell. Not all that for a copper sword. Anyway. Every time. Just walks right in front of me and gets hit in the face. You need to learn to let these guys come to you. Jimmy has become anorexic. That's a little distasteful, you know? You could have just said he has a stomach ache and You know, if he tries to eat something, he'll throw up. Got us a money wand. And his movements have slowed down. Well, if I still had that Mahel seed, I could even them out. Oh, whatever. Just so long as he doesn't lose track of me. Let's just stay in this room for a minute. There he goes. And he's a little pink trooper, that guy. In fact, how's he doing? Okay, he's gonna be running out of gas pretty soon. Anti-chaos herb. Again, I just want to try it. So, his current MP is 14. It's still 14. Oh, stop! It's still 14. Okay. Give. Nothing happened. Oh, but his MP is up to 17, so. And he's level 13 now. Because he's just such an awesome little dude. And he's probably gonna run out of gas by the end of this floor. And we'll just send him back to town. Oh, hey, look. It's a pita fruit. Nice. Okay. And that's an iron shield. So, let's have a look at our shields here. Copper, earth, steel, scourge. Leather, iron. Put that down. Pick up the fruit. And we've already got an iron shield. Let's see something. I'm just watching the little red dots on the map right now. Okay, I'm stuck. I'm just watching the little red dots on the map right now, if we can figure out which one of those is Jimmy. Not that one. Okay. Can I get unstuck? this all go back down? Okay. Oh, he's over there. Buddy, I'm over here. Come on. There you go. Oh, wait, no. Come on around. There you go. Buddy, okay, no, he's leaving again. Where are you going? And there it is, he's out of gas. Okay, so what we can do now, go select Jimmy, return. Jimmy has been returned to the town. And that also means he's no longer taking up space in my inventory. We can pick up that other shield, we don't really need it. I was wondering if these guys were going to show up. And let's just walk back and forth a bit and get some health back. And I'll just do that again. 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. How's that for an answer? That's another Mahel seed. What in the Mahel is up with that, huh? I guess I can't leave here until this trap wears off. I'm probably okay to solo this floor, but we're probably going to need to call Rusty pretty soon. We're going to need to call Rusty very right now. Oh, I'm level 7. Found a vermilion egg and some sand. Some sand. What kind of sand? White sand. Well, let's just go ahead and use that. Bubsy used white sand, but it was no big deal. Oh my god, the interface in this game. Diamond shield. Okay. Well, let's go through our shields here. How's the diamond shield compared to the steel one? It's cursed. Well, it's a diamond shield -1, so the curse, that's not too bad. That just puts it on par with where it was before. I saw what looked like another bag of sand, so we're gonna head that way. Oops. Looked like I was gaining a height advantage, and then the exact opposite happened. Nice. Red sand. Use. There, it's a vital sword +1. Definitely want to hang on to. A star glass is going to come in handy later. I wouldn't mind having a height advantage, but I guess I'm gonna have to sort of walk in place here. Ooh! Rusty hit level 20. Because he's awesome. Oh no, I have become confused. Apparently not anymore, though. I don't know if this is one of those games where getting hit cures confusion. Could be. Holy Scroll. Holy Scroll is well, I have so many shields right now. Let's chuck the copper sword. Keep the holy scroll. Grab some cash and move. Another star glass. Well, those continue to be useful. I'm kind of running out of things to get rid of. Let's just say I'm a whole lot more worried about myself than I am about Rusty. He's got this. He's got this on lock. Apparently there's someone else coming this way. Can't see him. Oh, it's one of those guys. So you, bud? Ah, you're the best. Now hopefully this guy fights me instead of leveling me down. Thank you. Come on, I'm right here. That's the frog herb, right? No, that's the eyesight herb. Oh, we got a whole bunch of star glass at this point. How many is that? 3. Let's just use one of them. There we go. Okay. And that's another star glass. What a weird thing to just suddenly become real generous with. Okay. Copper sword. Copper sword can stay there. Truth glass, okay. Use which item? Glass vermilion egg was bloom egg. And again, we have like so many star glasses in it. Let's just go ahead and use that again. Have a look here. Well, we're on the path of some treasure, so let's head this way. These volcano fellas heading over. Come on, come on. Hi. Okay, well, we turned back from a frog at just the right time. Okay. Quick, I need to go into my inventory and give myself the wake-up grass that I don't have because I totally fed it to... No, that was the eyesight grass. Either way. Golf wand. You'd think you'd find better equipment on the later floors. Hey, Mint! We're, just playing some Azure Dreams. Can't remember if you'd been here for this before, but it's sort of a roguelike. Yes, PS1. Oop. Well, at least I'm not too far. Where'd you go, buddy? Enough, the game just can't seem to give me enough star glass on this particular run. Okay, that's not him. If I don't reunite with my little buddy soon, it's gonna be some trouble. Scroll, I guess that's useful. There he is. Okay. How you doing, buddy? Well, someone has earned himself a treat. So your monster buddies, they retain their level between runs. So my character, whom I've named Bubsy, is currently level 11 on this run. Rusty is currently level 20, and his stats dwarf mine by a considerable amount, so he's kind of the fighter of the team. Which means when we get separated, I'm in trouble. Like most of these games, your health slowly recovers as you walk around. Did I still keep this? But the trade-off is that your monster buddy, his MP is constantly ticking down, so every action he takes costs MP. And when it hits 0, he can't do anything. You either have to feed him or send him back to town. And so that's kind of the push and pull of the whole game. Or not the whole game, I suppose, but... So far it's just one big tower. And 13th floor is... I don't think this is the highest I've gotten, but it's definitely... It is rare that I get much farther than this. Some silver coins. Oh, a trap that didn't trigger. Weak ball. I'm gonna have to back away. Because I'm out of healing items. That was definitely one turn away from death. A Hell Seed. Fire Crystal. I've never gotten one of these. What's that do? Summon Salamander, which burns up enemies one after another. Okay. What kind of bell? Malicious bell. Well, let's just leave that there. Ooh. So the one other thing, yeah, if I get killed in the, well, you don't die in this, I wake up back in the town, but yeah, if I get defeated in the dungeon, I lose all the stuff I got. Now I have these items here, they're called wind crystals. I can use it to warp back to town. But you have to use it. So if you get beat before you use it, then you go back to town completely empty-handed. The only negative thing, again, is you lose your stuff, and you know, sometimes you've got good stuff that you want to take back in with you, and other times you just have stuff that you want to sell, and then you can sort of invest that money into kind of rebuilding the town, sort of. And then, I mean, the only real negative at a certain point is that, you know, you have to... You start back at level 1. Okay. I don't... Let's try this thing. Since we got it. A magic circle of flame is drawn. What does that mean? Why isn't it doing anything? Okay, yeah, Rusty just got beat up elsewhere. For the lay of fruit. Looks like that salamander is gonna wander around and keep killing things. Oh wait, no, I still have one more star glass. Looks like there's 3 treasures up there. I'm really pushing my luck right now. I'm getting out. Which ones are you selling? Okay. The money wand is not very good, but it's worth a lot. I'll sell that. Earth shields. Scorched shield. Iron +2. Diamond -1. Well, it's worth a lot. Water, poison, hell, holy. Bloom, weak, hell, tumna. Yeah, that's a good chunk of cash. Not ready. Okay, so now I'm going to transfer the earth and scorch shields to the safe. And so these are the monsters that I've collected so far. You find eggs in the dungeon. On that run, I found another egg for one of these guys, but I just sold it. They're worth more if they're unhatched. Okay. So... there's the blacksmith, monster shop, fortune teller, general store. I'm looking for the carpenter. This guy. Okay. Hut 3 alley. Okay, those are the spots. That's the racetrack, right? Put the bowling alley next to the racetrack, I guess. Looking at about 40,000. Give me a little time to build. I should have it built before you return from your adventures. You'll be pleased with my work. I have nothing else to say. So, yeah. Okay, move over here. This is the racetrack. We've already sort of had this built. And so right next to it is going to be the bowling alley. And yeah, so that will be pretty much fully built when I come back from my next dungeon run. But that is going to be me for today. Again, this would normally be around the time when Greg Seward would go online and we would raid over to him, but he sort of took the summer off because his kids are super busy, and that means he's super busy by default. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow at around the same time. I'll be playing some more Lufia 2, and then another Game Boy puzzle game on Wednesday. We're going to be playing Lemmings this week. And then, yeah, live improvised music on Thursday, music production on Saturday night. And, yes, thanks for coming by. It always gets a little lonely sometimes. I keep meaning to watch one of your streams. I don't know when they go up. I think at some point I'll just sit down and put on one of the VODs for a little while. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be me. So, let's see. Is someone... Oh, it looks like... Smite is finally ready to start the damage shuffler. I don't know if you've ever seen this. Basically, it's a bunch of games all together, and every time he takes damage in one of them, it shuffles randomly to another game. It is really wild stuff. I'm gonna hop on over there. But yeah, thanks again for coming by, and as always, I do hope I get the chance to see you again sometime. And so, yeah, bye for now. I appreciate it.